How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
I've been riding motorcycle not long.
Not long.
Since December.
Mhm.
It was a gift, Christmas gift from my
Okay.
husband, because he wanted that we ride together. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? He wanted to go across through all America, and I wanted to join him, but I was too afraid to sit back to him because it's like, if we will crash together. Ooh, I'm too afraid of it. So I decided I should finish and complete my own exam and get my own license. So I did it. School was very easy. Just 2 days practice and 2 days theoretical class on Zoom. So it was just like this. And then exam in DMV, and I got my second license. So since December, I started to work on my riding skill.
So when you took that class, after the class, did you feel like, because I never took the class. I was
Do
riding
you have dry lessons?
since I do have but they just gave it to me. I just took a written test.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
So you didn't practice track test?
No, for some
No,
reason.
they didn't ask you?
Yeah, it was like
Wow.
10 years ago here in LA. I took it. They
Maybe
just
it was a
gave me the
different
license.
rule.
Yeah, maybe it was. But so after this class, did you feel like you could ride already like pretty safely in the city, or you were because 2 days
Not at all.
doesn't seem like
No.
yeah 2 days.
I wasn't. I wasn't confident.
Mhm.
I'm still not very confident on the road. I guess I have a lot of like space that I have to improve.
Mhm.
A lot of things. But when we went to a dealership and started to choose my own motorcycle after I complete my driver lessons, so I sit on this bike. I tried different bikes, but they didn't give it to me for a test drive. So I had to choose my bike and take it home from the dealership after 2 days at school. And it was pretty far from home. And to drive on a highway after 2 days at school, it was impossible. Hopefully I have a husband who did it before, so he was with me, and they gave me a motorcycle. You can do like small circle around our dealership. You will find you will feel how you like riding is. It's comfortable for you. So I I started to ride, and then when I complete this circle, I had to go back to the parking lot, and it was like bump, and then deep. And on a motorcycle, when you like not feel confident and it's pretty high motorcycle, I roll up the throttle. It was my very like common mistake when you too scary and you just цепляешься, like
Grab onto the
grab on the handlebars and roll to yourself and like boom, straight in the wall.
You hit the wall?
Hopefully, I had a good reaction. I'm so blessed that I had it. I just, oh my God, I don't want to hit the wall. I have to make a turn. In this last second, I went through the brushes and went on the street, and there was like some pedestrians, and there was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Okay, so there was bushes, there was a parking lot, and then there was a sidewalk, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You
And
ended up on the.
I went to, instead of walking riding to the parking lot, I turned my handlebars to the left side, go through the bushes, and right on the pedestrian side, and they're like, hold on, rest, calm down. You don't have to ride today. Are you okay? Like, yes, I'm completely fine.
Fine.
Nothing happened. And I just um, led this bike to my husband, and 1 week after that, I was too afraid even to sit on it. Like,
Yeah.
maybe it was mistake to get a bike. Maybe it's not for me. I was so stressed. And then after 1 week, we went for a short ride, and then for a longer ride, and then we joined our friends for.
Did this happen on this bike, or
Yeah.
it was on this bike?
Yeah, I didn't fall.
It doesn't look scratched. Or
I
anything.
didn't crash. I just had a not like a really good experience. And the first day, on the first like 20 minutes on it, so it's make me very scary.
That's quite a
And
story.
then I had to, go through my fear, and now I understand that it's so unpredictable. It can happen anything,
Yeah.
when you're on the bike. So I'm trying to be careful and work on my skill.
Skill. That's the important is
Every
the
time.
skill. Yes. Okay. Thank you for that story. That was a very interesting story.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, some dealership should hear the story and not let people who just after 2 days at school riding their motorcycle.
That's, that's a kind of a big problem that there's only schools that they're like maximum 4 days. It's not enough to learn to ride a motorcycle in 4 days. I don't know. There needs to be some kind of more programs, or obviously a person can't really go somewhere for like a month because they have to work and stuff. But
Yeah, at least 1 week, could
yeah,
help.
yeah. I mean, you
In a
gotta.
different situation, on the track maybe, in the like some big parking lot with some obstacles, maybe like Gymkhana, right?
Yeah.
To learn something new and improve it and make it the skill more solid.
I think if people understand that it's their life at stake, that they would clear up 2 weeks or 2-3 weeks to actually learn it, because to learn it you got to do it every day, at least 2 hours for a certain maybe at least 3 weeks. I would say 3 months, because I'm personally relearning to ride motorcycles because I rode when I was little, and I didn't have any skills. I just rode my moped all over Crimea when I was little.
When you was 10
8, 9, 10, 11.
on a moped?
Yeah,
Wow.
all over Ukraine.
Who allowed you?
Nobody, nobody didn't allow me to. So but I don't remember ever falling. We were with a second person. I would always have a second person most of the time in the villages, on dirt roads, on a moped with bald tire. I never fell. I don't know. You just kind of taught myself, I guess. But then I rode when I came to America. I rode here for a few years, and then I stopped riding. I kind of focused more on business, and then I started back up riding again, and I had to relearn it because I didn't want to use the kind of skills that I had back then, because they weren't real skills. I started reading books. I started watching like Jerry Palladino, the low speed techniques, and relearning the skills. And it's taken me about 3 months of every day, about 1 to 2 hours every day, riding and practicing those skills. 3 months is like the sweet spot. You get pretty good. But 2 days,
Yeah, it's not.
that's nothing. To ride without skills is very dangerous. You need skills
Definitely.
to control your motorcycle here, because there's a lot of bad drivers, and you got to get around them and stop or turn and swerve.
It's true.
So, Lola, tell me, why did you choose this particular motorcycle out of all the brands, out of all the different types of motorcycles?
Yeah, so I choose NC 750X with dual clutch transmission because it's
That's a
much
pretty
more.
big motor, 750.
750, yeah, but I didn't want to buy new motorcycle in 3 months or in a half a year, right? Because I'm sure that would be not enough.
Yeah.
Especially when all your friends riding something bigger with liter and more.
Yeah.
Right. So I wanted
You were
to.
looking ahead, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was.
Mhm.
So first of all, DCT is perfect for beginners, I guess, because you don't have to distract yourself with this clutch. Oh my gosh, what should I do? Is it third or fourth? Which one? And like, I can ride manual transmission on the car, so I know how to do this. I can borrow a motorcycle from my husband and ride it. It's pretty easy. It's not so like complicated. But still, I understand that without clutch, it gives me more something different from the road. I can concentrate just on my cornering, on the other cars. I can concentrate on my thoughts, on the way where I want to go. So I don't have to pay attention on it, especially on in the traffic, you know, when you have all the time like switch, switch.
Yep. There was, I don't remember which author this was, but he brought up a really interesting like analogy, I guess you would say. He says on a motorcycle, say you have $10 and that's your attention. So when you're riding, you start spending that money. So like say if you're too hot, now you have $9. If your boots are, squeezing your legs, you have $8. Your attention is spreading on those things. Then you say you're going a little too fast, your attention is you're basically losing money. And when you have $1 left, that's very dangerous. When you have $0 left, that's when you hit a pole. So that means all of your attention is so spread out that you don't see the pole, or you don't see the car, or you don't react. So that is a great point, that an automatic transmission for a beginner is a good thing, because they can focus their, it's basically a dollar. It's basically that $1 that could save
You
your
can
life.
save, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because you have to use all your hands, legs, head, like all your body
Yeah.
has to be in control and work together. So you have to be not distracted but concentrated on it. Yeah. So I don't know. Sometimes I feel that I would prefer to have clutch in this situation. When, for example, I'm parking, I have to, work only with the right hand, because brake here, gas here, everything on the right hand, and left doesn't do anything. I want to have clutch and help my right hand to park my bike first, in some cases. Or in some cases when I'm cornering, I feel that, not maybe not cornering, but when I'm speeding, I feel that it would be better to have maybe clutch. Like this story with the wall. If I had a clutch, it wouldn't happen, because I could control, this action.
Yeah.
So sometimes, but that's what brings me more understanding how to work with my right hand. In the same situation, I have to do 2 actions with one hand. That's all, just improving it.
Yeah.
And also, because I'm girl, maybe for another reason, I don't like to carry my helmet, my jacket, everything, my bag, all of the stuff when I'm walking. I want to park somewhere and then go to walk, to see some new places, to meet friends without my helmet, or don't be scary that someone will steal it. So just put it in the trunk. It's perfect for helmet and gloves, and walk. Yeah, and my jacket I can put in the back, on the back. So it fits. I put all my stuff, just took my bag, and free to go. Do you think to get it? Do you think to get it too? No?
This bike, I don't know. When I was looking for my adventure bike, I did ride the Africa Twin, the automatic one. And I was thinking kind of the same thing, like when you're riding off-road, which I'm going to ride my adventure bike off-road a lot, you really need that clutch, because it's part of what helps you control the bike.
Yeah.
Especially off-road, because the Africa Twin does come with the automatic and the 5-speed or 6-speed. But I guess it's not the only reason. I guess the KTM, I just like how it felt. It was Oh, when you just ride the bike, you just get it like it feels good. But the Goldwing was a mistake because it felt good the first hour, and then something went wrong. So I guess you really have to like. It's so hard to choose bikes because you got to ride it for like at least a week. You know,
Oh
you
yeah.
got to take it for like
Or
a
at least
7 hour
hour,
trip.
like at least hour,
Yeah.
not like just 15 minutes around the dealership, but nothing.
It doesn't give you the correct.
Maybe um, if I go through the story again, I would say, oh, it's too high or it's too powerful, it's too big for me. Because for the beginners, like me, for the girls, for like small complexion, it was a bit hard. So that's why I started, for example, fitness training because I understood
It was heavy or
it was heavy,
heavy.
everything, and I like Ranila go down.
Dropped it.
I drop it a couple times, and I wasn't able to get it back.
Pick it up, yeah.
Pick it up. So it helped me to understand that maybe my feet, it's not enough
You
for
gotta hit the
riding.
gym, huh? A little
Yeah,
bit.
I have to find a trainer and go to the gym and like work on my body, become more stronger for this bike. So I have to fit this bike right now.
See, that's interesting. A bike makes you work on yourself.
Yes.
That's actually the question that I wanted to ask you also. So, what is a motorcycle to you in general? Like, what do you really use it for? Is it just to transportation or anything other than that?
It's definitely not transportation because I have car, so I don't need a bike for transportation myself. And sometimes I feel that I can carry a lot of stuff that I like in the bike, so it's just for fun, just for recreation. It brought me a lot of new friends, a lot of people that I can meet, and we have some like common interests, and we have a lot of topics for talking, for discussing, and it's also so much fun when you can ride on the canyons with all this terrific view, very like absolutely great. And I like how people watching on me sometimes, because I'm girl, so I'm still unusual
A
for
lot
them.
of attention, yes.
A lot of
Yes.
attention.
Girls on motorcycles.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody loves girls on motorcycles. It's
So-
just something, I don't know,
Some
out
kind
of the ordinary.
Yeah. Even if we have so many girls in LA who riding, it's still unusual.
I mean, but I personally don't see too many. There is a lot, but it's like you still see a lot of
You
more
can
men.
recognize maybe because they have all this gear
Maybe.
and looks
maybe,
pretty strong
Maybe.
with wide shoulders.
Okay, there could be those.
Yeah,
girls.
so you see, sometimes girls not looks like girl when they all their gear.
Yeah, maybe they're not a girl anymore, so it's different. That's
It's LA.
It's LA,
Everything can
yeah.
happen. Is this cookie good? Do you like it?
it's very sweet, but
Too
it's okay.
sweet?
I would eat this cookie with milk. With milk, yes, but
But we don't have sugar in our tea, so.
Well, I eat anything with milk, so I just like milk. So pizza with milk, cookies with milk. What are your views on motorcycle gear, riding gear?
Well, without gear, I would never sit on the motorcycle. Really. And I think that it's first thing that people has to get when they decided to sit on the motorcycle. Doesn't matter as a passenger or as a rider. And it's so many beautiful gear we have on the market, I guess. I mean, like, not for women. For guys, it's much more, different gear you can find. So you can choose whenever you want. For girls, it's still hard to find a good gear. Think about it. I would say that I spent all my money for gear, for the best one. I got already 3 helmets for different cases, for different situations.
Are they different helmets or
Different helmets,
like
yeah.
modular or open?
I don't have modular. I have 2 full faces. One of them is Shoei with the easy lock and with the Sena inside. So I have this communicate system when I'm riding in the group. I use this one, and I also brought it from Ukraine because I started to learn motorcycle in Ukraine when I have been living here, and I just
So
take
you
took
moved not too long ago.
just 2 years, less than 2 years ago. And 2 or 3 years ago, I took couple classes of motorcycle, how to ride it on a parking lot. I didn't go to the street because it was too dangerous, much more dangerous than in LA. Because people
In Kiev is much
in
more.
Kiev,
Yeah.
I guess in Ukraine and Russia, it's still too dangerous. People just crazy and not so polite on the road.
Yeah.
Here, they're driving much more calm. Maybe not paying attention. Everyone in the phone
Yeah.
right now, but it's still much more safe to ride here. And road conditions.
Yeah,
You know,
the
I
roads
don't want to go
themselves.
to the hole.
Yeah.
I can easily to find a hole in a place when I never expected. You know, like,
There's the riding conditions are completely different over there, and
yeah.
you know, if somebody who rides motorcycles in America went to say Odessa, Ukraine, you would be faced with, you know, we have those buses, tramwayes, you know, and they have, and they're what is it called? Рельсы, как рельсы, я тоже даже не знаю. They're
Rain
those
road.
metal rails
Rails?
that it rides on.
Yeah.
They can stick up out of the ground. Like
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not supposed to, but sometimes they
Absolutely.
stick out like this.
And on the car, I can go through. But on the motorcycle, it's
'Cause, like,
pretty
you're gonna
hard.
you're gonna hit it if you're trying to turn like that.
Or you have to jump, right?
Yeah. So there's a lot of things to consider. There could be a road, and then the road just ends, and at night you cannot
Oh no,
see.
never!
It
I
just-
would never do this at night,
Yeah, no.
especially in Ukraine. No.
Yeah. So if you're an American rider, consider that you have to relearn how to ride if you ever go to those countries where the roads are bad or different and bad. Both.
Yeah. So that's why I guess a lot of guys from Ukraine or from Russia, from post-Soviet Union, coming here and so happy
So
to
happy
get a
to-
bike because they can allow themselves to use all their skills that they learned before
Off-roading, they're just
Off-roading, like
master
in the
off-roaders.
at the street. Or on the street. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's completely different. So my point of view of gear has to be the best one that you can allow yourself afford.
You know, I want to touch on this. Because it is like I hear all the time. Everyone says wear gear, wear gear.
Yeah.
And I'm not one to blindly follow without asking questions why. So the answer that I came up with myself is, okay, so if you're going to the track, you definitely want to wear the gear because when you fall at the track, it's a controlled fall. You fall and you slide and you
Yeah.
don't hit anything.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a
In most cases.
in most
yeah.
cases, it's pretty controlled. So that's definitely you want to wear gear. In the city, because of that $10 that I was talking about, if you wear full gear in the city, you know, you're riding, it's really hot, you're really uncomfortable, and you're losing those dollars. So your attention is on comfort, basically. So I would, and I don't think, if you analyze all the crashes that happen in the city, it's usually the person hits something. You know, it's not a slide. It's usually not a slide. They hit, either you get hit or they hit something, a pole, a car. That leather, that helmet, it's not
No,
gonna do.
definitely
It's
not
not gonna
whole
do.
leather costume. No,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about this one, this kind of costumes. That's why I'm thinking like you have to have a different, for different situation, different gear. For track, definitely
Yeah.
costume, whole leather with
Yes.
back protection,
Yes.
the best helmet, the best boots, gloves, and everything. For the street, jacket. You can find jacket with a mesh, right? So it's so light, and air can go through your jacket, but you still have protection on shoulders, back, breast, everywhere. And just jeans with Kevlar and with knee protector, for example, and that's all. That's enough.
What about boots? Do you think like those special motorcycle riding boots are needed for the city, or that's also for the
Needed.
trek?
No,
Needed,
like
100%.
not special boots, not high boots,
Yeah.
but you still have some like sneakers with protective for your ankles.
Well, you know those like plastic boots that they use.
This one, for example,
Oh
they're
yeah,
not
no, just
high,
a
but
regular,
they have
just a regular boot. Yeah.
a bit. Well, it's not really regular. It's Denise.
Oh, it's okay. Mhm.
It's a special boot.
It's a special boot, but it looks.
But
like
they
it,
looks like regular.
Yeah, it looks
but
like
they have
regular.
this protection for my bones here, for my ankles.
Nice. Okay.
So it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
My husband broke his leg 2 years ago, right? Maybe months before we had to move to LA. Just because he decided that, oh, it's summer, it's too hot to wear boots, and I'm going just for 15 minutes to the office and back. Nothing, in fact, not too far. And he was on the pavement, and then he decided that he needs to go through the pavement on the road, like not special. He was too lazy, I guess, to make a U-turn, and decided just, I will go straight.
It's like gravel or something, or
And bordure.
curb.
Curb,
Curb.
yeah. And he jumped from the curb and did same mistakes that I did. He grabs the handlebar, roll on the throttle. I guess was like too scary. Maybe he moved his wheel first, like front wheel, and fall down. And bike fall on his leg, and he crashed, broke his leg. That's how. Like it was completely stupid situation.
Yeah.
And he was without his boots, just like
So,
sneakers.
Something on the bike, like a foot peg.
It was KTM Duke, you
Uh-huh.
know, so it wasn't like any как это называется, дуги, bars.
Crash bars.
Crash
It
bars
didn't have any
without,
crash.
yeah, without crash bars, just fall down. That's why I get the special bars give it.
Yes.
Because I dropped my bike a couple times, and one it wasn't really good. I straight my arm a bit, nothing like terrible, but a bit. Well, I prefer to be hot and sweat than to be crushed with broken leg or something.
Good. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
I think I hate heat so much that I'm the opposite. I can't stand heat. I have too much fat. It's hard for my body to cool itself.
Yeah, self-regulation, like temperature regulation.
So yeah, I'd be okay falling
And
over.
for example, like knee, it's not the best knee protector. I know. It's just I use it for something for rollerblading.
Yeah. No, that's
And I
good.
got it for my son because I wanted him to ride a dirt bike. And now I use it on my riding when I am riding, and it helped me a couple times when I dropped my bike. I didn't feel anything when I
Yeah.
put my knee on the ground. Like,
It's very good.
it's the cheapest, but it's still working.
Yeah, whatever works. Why not use it? Yeah. I'm in search right now of places in LA that you can park a motorcycle next to. It's
And
there's not
enjoy
too many. Yeah.
lunch with your motorcycle,
Yeah.
friends. Yeah, with everything that you love.
Yeah. Because I don't want to leave my bike somewhere and like when I don't like to leave my bike when I want to see it.
I understand
I want to
you.
see it. You know.
You feel excited?
Yeah. Yes, I do. I want to visually see it next to me.
You know, interesting. I guess we have something from our ancestors, like genes, when they were riding horse,
Yes.
and now we have this connection. That's why people love riding motorcycle,
That's
because they
100%.
need something like they control and ride by themselves. Like what? No, don't hit my bike.
That's why I like to be next to it so I can protect it when I need to.
Yeah, so it's like a horse, like a real.
No,
horse.
seriously, it is.
And
Yeah.
when you have connection, like remember this movie Avatar, when they had connection with the dragon.
Yeah.
So same, you have to find this connection with your bike.
So it is a horse, and you know, that's how I look at it. Actually, it's
Do you feel more?
it's a
you
metal
feel more free?
metal horse. Free.
On a
This
motorcycle?
freedom is also a very philosophical thing. I actually did a Zoom meeting with a bunch of bikers about freedom, and what my point was is the more skills a person has, the more free he is.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, skills set you free because if you have the skills to make $10,000 in one day, and all it is just having that skill,
Mm-hmm.
then you are free for a month because usually you need about 10,000 a month or something like that. You know what I mean? So if you just have that one skill that allows you to make $10,000 in one day,
Mm-hmm.
you free yourself for a month, and that's freedom. That's what I think freedom is being able to learn skills quickly. So
And use
and
it.
and use them, of
Learned
course.
and used.
Yeah, of course. And so learning and the skills of riding a motorcycle, that's it's also a skill, so it does
Mm-hmm.
also somewhat set you free. But unless a person is just just knows every single skill, he's never completely free. Like there's nobody that's so free that he
Mm-hmm.
knows how to do everything. But
Yeah.
it's a good thing to strive towards.
You
If you
have
know what I mean.
goal
Yeah.
that you have to
A
achieve.
very high goal. to know everything.
Yeah, I guess no borders here. It's absolutely true. That's what I like because you always have two obstacles that you have to overcome on the road, right? So I'm trying like every time when I'm going, I have like checklist. Um, make faster than 60 miles, achieved. Go like split the road, pass, right? Междурядье, merge.
Uh-huh. Tr- Splitting lanes. It's
Yeah,
called splitting
splitting
lanes.
lanes, achieved. Parking, achieved. And then, like uphill, downhill, braking, achieved. Like
Yeah.
all these checklist
Yeah.
points. And every time I'm learning something new and
Mhm.
never bored on it.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's what I like. That's why it's still fun. And still, like, you have to watch, like, faced with your fear
Yeah.
and say, no, I'm not scared.
And it's on the motorcycle, it's endless really because you learn the skill, but there's also a level of the skill. So you have the skills, and then you have the different levels of the skills. So it's endless.
Like
Yeah,
a game,
yeah,
computer
yeah.
game. Okay. Adjust. Yeah,
Very
nice.
good.
Well, I'm so happy to talk with you
Yeah.
about it because in my life, so many people who really love motorcycle, they came to my life and they sharing their knowledges with me, and I'm so blessed that I have this, opportunity.
Yeah. Same here. Same here. I mean, it's motorcycles is an awesome bridge between people that are like-minded because
Yeah, and I like how people supportive to each other.
yeah.
On the road, they always like showing, oh, it's cops here. Oh, it's like just hi to each other. Or when you're going to like meeting place, like meeting spot, they always like will come and start talking. And especially in America, it's so easy because networking is, I guess, it's really place for the best networking.
Yeah.
Because no one's scared to talk and to make friends
Yeah.
here. Much more easier. This connection happens. And for example, when I broke my mirror, when I dropped my bike again and broke my mirror and tried to fix it, so many people desired to help me to fix it. I had a concilium around my bike how to fix my mirror. So it was
I don't know if
really
that's
funny.
with every biker. I think if I broke my mirror, I'd probably not get as much support as you breaking your mirror. But in general, yes.
But
If,
sometimes it's still fun,
Yeah.
and people start talking to each other, to me, and it was really
Yeah.
interesting.
no, but in general, when I'm even driving my car and I see a motorcycle that's broken down, I will turn around and I will go try to help because I know how it is. Because
Yeah.
maybe I have something in the truck that can solve the problem.
Help.
Because it's I don't know. You're right. There's something like you
It's very
want to
supportive community.
you want to help the other biker. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we'll end the interview here. Again, Lola, thank you very much for coming and showing me this place, and thank you for the interview. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. To you.
Your hands are cold.
Because of the cold glass. It's so hot outside. Bye.